Bonjour and welcome to a new unboxing video, and today I'm very excited because I get to talk about one of my favorite programs for children. And no, it's not Sesame Street. I mean, we've had Sesame Street, we will have Sesame Street again, but no, it's another Muppet type program because it's Fraggle Rock. And of course Fraggle Rock's gone back with Back to the Rock, the new series, which is fantastic. If you've never watched Back to the Rock, it's as good as the original. And Boss Fight Studio had released a first wave of figures last year. Yes, it was last year, which contained the Gobo Red Uncle Traveling Mat and some doozers. Yeah, there were 3 different doozers. So that's really fantastic. And now Boss Fight Studio is back with a second wave of figure, and we are completing the gang because you do get Moki, we do get Booba, we do get Wembley, and we get an insanely big Sprocket. I mean, that's the difference of size of the boxes. So you see, Sprocket is really huge. So we're going to open all that. We'll start probably with the Fraggles, and then we'll finish with Sprocket. But I am very excited. I love those figures. I mean, the first wave for me was one of the highlights of the year because the quality of the sculpt, of the figures, of the paint job, the details is fantastic as well. You do have lots of very fun accessories. They've really designed everything so well, including from the packaging, because as you may notice, if you've seen wave 1, you already know that, but the inside tray of the box is actually basically a cavern. It's like basically it's a Fraggle cave, which I think is fantastic. And of course it's also very environmental. It's very good for the ecology and the environment because it's paper. So we're going to open those. This is the packaging. Packaging is slightly different, of course, for each of them because you do have the face of the character on the top. So this is Moki first. So you do have a beautiful picture of Moki. You do have Moki here. You do have Moki here on the side. You do have the figures from the wave here, as well as a little picture of the show. And in the back you do have Moki, so you can see the figure with her accessories, because the accessories are so much fun in the Fraggle figure. So let's open that and let's see how good this is. But I have high hope. The first one was so good. I had some issues with one of the characters with red, and because basically one of her pigtail wasn't really doing that well, but I contacted customer service and they were absolutely fantastic. So Boss Fight really they are very good. They are fans. There's a small company though, that helps, because then you do have a very good service to go with it, and their attention to detail is just amazing. So I'm folding everything as we go because those boxes are huge, so otherwise I'll be basically surrounded by boxes. So here we go. So inside you do have the tray. As I said, it's a paper tray, and we do have a plastic baggie. So we're going to get everything out. There's a bit of metal ties. So to be honest, I mean, most of the time I'm not sure that those ties are really very useful, but I think it's like extra safety to make sure that things don't move in transit, because of course things can move, shift, and get broken or slide in the tray. So I suppose that's why they do that, but usually those trays are very nicely designed. So There shouldn't be any of that issue. Of course, it's a question of finding the way to untie the ties. They even the attention to detail goes to the fact that you actually have a little piece here to actually prevent damaging the back of the head of the character. So basically you do have the tray. As you can see, it's paper. I think it's absolutely brilliant that they've done that. So here you go. I will open the accessory, but here is Moki, and she looks absolutely fantastic. Like the first one, we do have lots of articulation. Like here we do have the head, of course we do have the waist. She does have an arm and the elbow articulation. I'm being careful because I mean new figures are always a bit difficult to bend at first because they've usually a bit cool, or there can be some paint. And you've got the wrist, and of course you've got the legs and the feet. So that's 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 and 15 point of articulation, because her tail is of course articulated. So here is Moki, and I mean she looks really fantastic. The detail, the necklace is a separate piece, it's not glued, so you can remove it if you want by popping the head. I know you can pop the head because obviously she's got extra heads indicated on the box, and she does come with a musical instrument here that I suppose I could probably try and give her because of course she can hold it. Yeah, she does. She can actually hold it. So here we go, and we're going to check her accessories. If it's anything like the first wave, the accessories were so nicely organized because you had the baggie, you had a baggie for each accessory. But not only that, they would actually give you I mean there's a baggie for absolutely everything, as you can see. So we're going to open all that. The first baggie contains a very important accessory, which is a radish, because of course you need a radish in the Fraggles. For the Fraggles, they love their radish. I mean, it's their main source of food, except now they have actually discovered strawberries as well. But radishes, they love their radishes. So we had to have a radish puppet, and I think it's a very cool accessory. We do have actually to go with the radish puppet because, as I was saying, attention to detail. The only thing, of course, I'm going to moan about it because I can. Because that's a lot of extra baggies, but you can use them, which I think is really cool. So that is actually a very interesting little accessory. It's a little plastic stand, and literally it's a stand for your radish, if I'm not mistaken. But yes, basically you've got a stand for your radish, so basically the radish can be used as a character. Other than that, we do have extra heads, as I was explaining. So we do have a meditating head for Moki because she meditates a lot. So it's very simple. I mean, you just basically swap the head. I can try and do it if you want. You see, you remove the head. As I was saying, the necklace is a separate piece. You remove the head, you remove the hair, you put the hair on the other head, and you basically put the head back in, and here we go. We've got meditating Moki. So I prefer having her with her eyes open, so I'm going to swap things back just to show you that it's actually fairly easy to swap everything. And we're going to basically give her a head back, and here you go. So you do have Moki with her extra head. I'm not going to open them, but you do have little extra hands here. I mean, it doesn't make much sense to open everything like that, and we do want to open, however, that little bag because it's another extra head. I think it's really great. I mean, and here you go. We do have another Moki with a closed mouth that you can also use. So, I mean, I'm moaning about the little plastic bags, but I find that it's amazing that they've actually went through the effort of putting everything in separate plastic bags. Lots of companies wouldn't bother. I mean, they wouldn't even bother having a plastic bag. So that's Moki with our radish. Now we're going to open a Boober because that's what we want. Boober comes with the most ridiculous accessory because it comes with his laundry. So as always, so you do have Boober's head on the top. We do have the 4 characters, picture of Boober on the side. And in the back you do have Boober with all his accessories, which are he does have extra heads, he does have a musical instrument, he's got all his laundry kit, and he's got also a cauldron because of course he does the food as well. So that's going to be fun. One thing I have to say is that I mean, toy collectors will know what I mean, but they have that new toy smell, which you don't always get anymore. But it's this very, very specific smell that's plasticky, and they do have that smell, which is nice. I mean, as I said, for toy collectors, it's like, yeah, that's good fun. We know exactly what it is, and we enjoy that. It's not a very nice smell, having said that. So here we go. That was more difficult than I expected. So here is Boober, and Boober is absolutely fantastic. He looks brilliant, like Moki. Of course, he's got all of those articulation, and you do have the same articulations. I'm not going to detail the articulation again. It does come with a little tie. He's got his head that can really move with. I love how flexible actually those characters can be. So oops, so the articulation wasn't popped in correctly, which it does happen. I mean, it's usually at the factory, they don't always pay attention, and here you go, that's much better now. So here is Boober. It looks really, really cool. So we're going to put him next to Moki. Of course, he's smaller than Moki because Moki is the biggest of the tallest of the Fraggle in the main cast. As I said, we do have the laundry, which I think is brilliant that you actually have a laundry, and you do have the laundry basket. Other than being the detail of the accessories is fantastic, and we do have this huge bunch of plastic bag. So the 2 different heads, we do have this slightly anxious Boober, and we do have a closed mouth, I suppose. Yeah, we do have a closed mouth Boober. So here you go, you can see. I'm not going to open all of them, but basically you've got the 3 different. It looks fantastic. I mean, as I said, once again, the detail is incredible here. So now, what is all that? Oh, that's, I mean, as I said, attention to detail. and they are very, very good. I suppose that they don't want to risk. So we do have a musical instrument. I mean, each of the Fraggle has a musical instrument. I mean, I can't remember what Red has. I think it's the trombone. Moki, of course, has a type of trumpet. Boober has his flute, which we're going to put in his hand, so he can actually play the flute if we want to. And what else is there? Special tail, so you can actually change the tip of his tail and replace it with the lighter version of the tail. So that's actually very cool. I was wondering what that was. Then we do have, this must be the spoon, because it does have some cooking stuff. So yeah, it is the spoon. We still have two accessories to open. So it does have a big spoon, which I'm going to try and show you. And of course, it does have this. I'm amazed. I mean, he's the smallest Fraggle, so it's nice that they actually gave him so much. I mean, this is the cooking pot. It's very, very heavy. That's so basically we can actually put the spoon in the cooking pot, and we still have one accessory which is also very fun because they are dirty dishes. It's a pile of dirty dishes, which I think is so cool. I'm just amazed at what they think and how they think of doing those. But here you go. So that's Boober. That's the second one of the Fraggle. Then we do have the third one, which is Wembley. So Wembley, same thing. You got an image of Wembley here. You've got an image of Wembley here, and he does come with accessory, including his dolly. You do have the tie, and you've got different heads as well. I'm expecting that the tie is the one that he's wearing and that it will not be a separate item, but you never know. And oh, he looks absolutely fantastic. So that's interesting that they gave him a tiny bit of, I don't know why they've done that, but he comes with a little plastic thing, which I haven't noticed on any of those, so I don't know why they gave him a plastic elastic. But here you go, and he looks absolutely fantastic. He looks really, really great. So same thing as usual. I mean, he's got the same articulation. So I love the fact that he's got this shirt with all those palm trees and flowers, or are they radish? No, they are flowers, and it looks really, really great. So here you go. This is, and of course he has his tie here. So we're going to see what accessories he's got. Of course, his little dolly, which I think is so cute. It really is. And well, let's see if he can carry his dolly. I certainly hope that he can. It would be a shame if he couldn't carry him. Actually, maybe not. Right, well, he won't be carrying it. It does come with some percussions, which I think is really cool. And we do have a baggie of accessories to open. I'm thinking that probably Sprocket will be the easiest one to open, because I doubt that Sprocket has a huge amount of accessories. I don't know why I'm thinking that. So here we go. So this is, oh, that is actually quite cool, because if I'm not mistaken, let me check one thing on the box. That's actually interesting. It is a bit of, I hadn't noticed it on the box, but it's there. It's a piece of Doozer building material, the thing that they absolutely love eating. So it's actually quite cool that it's got that. And you can of course put it in his hand, I suppose. Yeah, it's not going to stay, but basically you can actually put it in his hand, or probably even put it in his mouth. So here you go. That's the Doozer construction material. And oh, I think that's why I can't. There is a way for him to hold it if I can. I'm not very good at that. Basically, you do have a slightly thicker part, which I suppose will help holding it. So it's just a question of finding where it goes. Correct. Yay! It actually works. So it does have his little piece of Doozer food. And come back, Booba. And then we do have hands. So I'm not going to open the bag of hands. You all know what hands are like. We're just going to check the other Wembley heads, because it's got 2 extra heads. So finding, here you go. So this head is basically, it's got this very, very well head. I mean, I don't know if it's been to the, I can't remember, maybe it's one of those when he's running or something. It's very weird one, but it's really cool. And we do have another one, which must be a slightly panicked Wembley, because I mean, wouldn't be Wembley if he wasn't slightly panicked at some point anyway. And yes, I was right, it's a panicked Wembley head. So here we go. That's the the third one of our characters, and which means that we only have one to open, and it's the huge Sprocket. So I'm looking forward to Sprocket. So same thing, we do have a face, the face of Sprocket. You do have an image of Sprocket, but it's actually an image of the toy, which is different from the others, because all the others are, oh no, it is actually the toy. I was wrong, it is the toy, it's not the actual puppet. So, and as you can see, I mean, the box is much bigger, the figure is much bigger, it's also a bit heavier. But here we go. In the back, yeah, in the back they do show the accessories, and he actually just has hands and a dish, a food dish. But as I said, I wouldn't expect Sprocket to have huge amount of accessories. And here is Sprocket, and he looks absolutely fantastic. He really, really, really does. I didn't expect him to be so cool, but he's so cool. It's very, as I said, it's very, very heavy. And if you want to compare, let's say, with Booba, with the smallest Fraggle, that's the size difference with Booba. So that's actually pretty cool. I love the fact that they've done him in a very big scale. So let's see what we can do with him. Can we show? I was wondering if he's does his, yes, the ears are articulated, which I think is fantastic. He can open his mouth or not? Can he open his mouth? Yes, he can open his mouth, looks like it. Or can he? No, it's slightly open. I thought he could open. It's really weird because I would expect him to be able to open his mouth. Let's see. Maybe it's a bit stuck. What do they say? Do they say that he can do? Yeah, no, they don't say that too. But I mean, he's got a slightly open mouth. I'm pretty sure there must be a way to open it more, because the reason why I'm thinking it can open more is because you've got all the details. Here you go. I knew it. You could open it. You can so open his mouth to make him, so you can change his attitude a bit. It's a shame you can't move the eyebrows, but basically you can open and close the head. Of course, it's got his color, that it's a separate piece. You can basically move the head, move the tail. You can actually move the legs quite well. I'm wondering if we can sit him. Let's see how good the articulation is. I'm just trying to not to force him too much, but I'm just trying to see what we can do with that, because the back legs look like they are very articulated, but I'm not sure they are articulated to the point you could actually sit him. But anyway, so you've got all the articulation, and it comes with extra paws. The 2 extra paws, actually, I'm not going to do that, but basically with the 2 extra paws, they showed that he can actually hold his food dish with, says, sprockets. So here we go. That's the 4 figures of the wave. I just adore that sprocket. Is just incredible. It really is. It's so cool. All of them are, don't get me wrong, all of the figures are, but this is definitely the best of the lot. So it's from Boss Fight Studio. You can buy them online. Quite a few people have them in the UK already. They're out in the US, of course. Worst case scenario, you can order directly from the company, and I mean, God knows that small American toy companies need any help they can at the moment. So here you go. You do have this fantastic sprocket. We do have Booba. We do have Wembley, and we do have Moki, without forgetting her radish. So here you go. All wave 2. Wave 1 is still available if you're wanting to get it. Those are really fantastic figures. They're amazing. I love that line. I love what Boss Fights does. Everything they do is that quality. So don't hesitate to check them out, and I will speak to you again soon. Bye.